when you look at like relationships, right? Interpersonal relationships, a lot of times, and I can make a whole segment about relationships because when you factor in the proxy concepts, that means whenever you meet people, you don't actually meet the person that you think you're meeting. You're meeting a proxy of them. And however long it's going to take you to meet that real version of them. That's why usually people are together for a while and then it's like, oh, I don't even recognize this person anymore. And
Yeah.
things work great at first, but then it changed or the person changed, because you've only known one facet of them. At the moment you met, they were activating one of those identities, which might have worked for you, but then things change. So when the
Mhm.
weather changes, the proxy changes, or whichever shows up, then you find yourself in a relationship that you don't recognize anymore, you know.
Yeah.
And this happens on an individual level, and it also happens on interpersonal level.
Hmm.
And if only people get a sense of this notion, then you'll be able to navigate some of those tough relationships because it's not all like I don't I try not to assume that people have any ill intentions. I think people are just struggling in their own ways,
Hmm.
and that struggle manifests as toxicity or questionable behaviors and stuff like that. So if you understand that concept, then all of a sudden you start to see things from a different perspective. And problem solving becomes a work of art versus a battle.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
I do. I do. And yeah, you're so spot on because you talk about the way you described it in the relationship, right? Like you're just meeting that one proxy. Most people only meet whatever proxy presents in front of the mirror. Like they don't even know who they are.
Yes.
And so then it is a fight because the person on the outside sees like all the proxies or different proxies in different parts, but the person on the inside it's only one.
Yep.
It's just me. Like now you're attacking, and it's whoa, 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 whoa. Like let's just take a step back and realize, like, hold
Yes.
on. Yeah, we do it. Yeah. That level of insight is what I think the book tries to get at, right? Is like
Yes.
that level of insight of we do have different parts of us that we show different people.
Yeah. And it's nothing to be ashamed of.
No, it's protection. I can tell you right now, there's an upcountry auntie who, I mean, she is bitter and loves to point out everything that's wrong with everything. She will
Yeah.
admit it. She knows this. When I go to see her, I am always smiling. I have all my suit. I'm like, it's gonna be good. Thank you. I so appreciate you. Oh my God, how can I survive this? Right? And then I have another auntie who just rays of sunshine, super supportive. Like, I'm gonna go to her and be like, okay, today was a good day, but it was also a hard day. Or, like, what do I do? Like, I'm going to be much more open with her. And that's okay because that proxy is safe with her, whereas the other proxy is safe with her. And it's okay to have those different
Exactly.
safety mechanisms. The problem
Exactly.
is when we're not consciously aware of them.
Exactly. And we turn against ourselves.
Yeah,
We start to distrust ourselves because most people don't trust themselves,
at
right?
all. You bring that up and they don't even know what the hell that means.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you get like these kind of mental or emotional autoimmune disease where you literally spending your whole life against yourself. Because I've met people that like literally hate themselves.
Mhm.
Like they put on a face, smile, when you meet them in, professional settings or social settings, like they smile, they function, but when you start to actually have a deep conversation with them, you realize they hate themselves. So how
Mhm.
can you hate yourself? Like how far can you go in life hating yourself?
Yeah. I've seen it too, where these people, like, they're the ones that will get a cancer diagnosis and die a couple of days later because it's like, yes, I can finally be done.
Yes. And it's dangerous, right? Because it's like, and basically, why would you hate yourself? Simply because you don't really understand what it is that you're feeling towards yourself, you know? And to me, that's really what it comes down to allow people to accept the fact that you may have different parts of you that you don't understand, but it's no reason to turn against yourself. It's no reason to feel shame towards yourself. It's okay. We all have it. We all have multiple personalities. It's, well, it's called disorder. I believe we all have multiple personalities, and there's
It's so cool in the therapy world. I'm going to just give you the words that have changed, right? So it used to be multiple personality disorder. Now they've changed it so it's dissociative identity disorder. And now the language that's used in therapy land is we have parts, inner parts. So it's parts work, and parts work is acceptable. You're not crazy if you do parts work, but it's exactly what you're saying, where we all have multiple parts. There's multiple
yes,
personalities. There's multiple parts of us.
yes, yes, and it's
So yeah,
okay.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So thanks for clarifying that, because at first, like, yeah, we all have multiple personalities and it's labeled a disorder. Then all of a sudden you live with this shame that you never want to talk about it because you don't want to be labeled as that person that has multiple personality disorder. And so people hide it instead
Yeah.
of speaking up and maybe asking for help, even if it's just an opportunity for someone to listen to you,
Yeah.
So to me, that was my motivation, because I realized there are good people out there, educated, smart, loving people, well balanced. They've gone through things in life and their minds are operating a certain way. There's nothing to be ashamed of.
Mhm.
It's nothing to be ashamed of. If we run the same drill on 100 people, we'll probably end up with the same or very similar results. Under the same circumstances and given the same conditions, you'll see similar results in a lot of people. So whatever happens in life, we all find ways to deal with it, our ways, and that ends up causing some disturbances down the road, but we should not be ashamed of who we've become.
Yeah. And I empathize with you because you know how you were saying like people like hate themselves and people don't trust themselves, and like there's like what I see in people, it's like no matter what's the proxy on the outside, there's a void on the inside.
Hmm.
And that void we can't get into because it's a void. It's not even like the awareness of what's in your book isn't even there. There's just a void. And so it's just connecting with that void and bringing a light down and being like, well, who cares? What do we find? Everybody has an emotion, right? Like, and trying to find words to get people to even come and sit in there. And
Hmm.
so, I mean, I'm just me, that's it. But I know how hard it's been for me to try to explain this to people, or like, like all of the things. And so reading your book, I felt the same privilege of being able to connect with somebody else who sees the same need and is able to verbalize it in a way. Yeah, same shit, different pot. You know what I'm saying? Like it verbalize it in a way where it brings people's perspectives and awarenesses back into what needs to happen in a way
Hmm.
that is totally digestible, lighthearted, and it just is. It's not, the like the old toxic masculinity of I'm the boss, I'm smarter than you, I know what to do, so do it. No, it just is. It just is. Yeah,
Very
I
good.
loved it.